First off, wanted to ask you about the bill that you introduced on the House floor today. It's sort of a different approach to the bailout of the big three automakers. Could you tell me a little bit about this bill?
Yeah, H.R. 7298 came about because some of my staff met with local car dealers in Colorado Springs. And from those discussions, the roundtable that they had, a great idea came out. And that idea was to provide incentives to consumers or businesses to buy cars. And that would be a better way than just throwing money at the problem. I'm skeptical about the bailout of the big three auto dealers for $25 billion. This is a free market approach that gives incentives to both consumers and businesses to buy cars. And that keeps the jobs going, that keeps cars moving out of the dealerships, that keeps the automakers prosperous and gives them long-term health and prosperity. So it was a great way that a great idea came to me from some of my constituents. I jumped on it and turned it into a bill.
I see. So what kind of incentives are we talking about here?
For consumers, it would be a $10,000 tax deduction anytime over the next couple years for buying a new American-made auto. It doesn't matter what name is on the plate as long as it's made here in America. For businesses, it increases the Section 179 deduction. And that's like accelerated depreciation, and it helps small business keep more of the money that they have in a given year when they make investments in durable goods like cars instead of stretching it out over many years.
I see. Congressman, I'm wondering, you know, some people may be looking at this bill and thinking, well, if people are struggling in the economy to begin with, will they have money to be going out and buying a car regardless of if there's an incentive? What are your thoughts on that?
That is a question. Some people are right on the edge, and they're maybe putting off a purchase. For those who are on the edge of making a purchase, this would put them over the top.
I see. I see. And this would essentially just get the cars moving off the lots, get the buying happening again in at these American car dealerships, and essentially jumpstart the economy?
That's exactly right. It'll help the economy in a lot of ways, and it helps the auto manufacturers especially. For their long-term health, they just need to be selling more of their cars, and consumers need to have the confidence and incentives to buy the cars. That's what this bill would do. This is a contribution to the debate so that we can look at alternatives to just throwing money at the problem. We can look at a long-term solution.
What was the reception there on Capitol Hill? Do people think that this is a plan that could work?
People do think that. We're getting some co-sponsors already. We've just started beating the bushes, rounding up support like that, and we're very pleased with what we have so far.
Great. I wonder if we could just back up to the beginning, not to be repetitive, but I thought it was interesting that you got some letters from car dealers here in Colorado Springs, and that's what sort of started this ball rolling. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, some of the car dealers locally met with some of my staff, and they had discussions about this earlier in the week. I was already here in Washington. And from those discussions, the idea came out that we should be giving consumers and businesses incentives to buy cars. That's what's needed for the health of the manufacturers. And so I took that great idea and turned it into a bill.
I see. Wow. So I guess it's the best ideas probably come from these people that are in the trenches, so to speak, seeing these cars, you know, are struggling in this industry, the auto industry.
That's exactly right. They're the ones who are closest to the problem, and when I hear good ideas from my constituents, I'm very happy to work with them and try to turn that into legislation if that's what's called for. I'm very happy to hear the good things that my constituents have to say.
And what's the process with this bill? You've introduced it on the House floor. What's next?
Hopefully it'll be assigned to a committee for debate. If that doesn't happen by the end of the year, we can do it again starting in January and start all over. We want this to be part of the debate, though. That's the main goal. That this is one of the factors that we look at instead of just going deeper in debt as a country and giving a large pile of money that if they spend their way through that money, they'll be where they were at in the first place. And this would give more of a long-term health and prosperity to the makers by actually helping them to sell their cars better.
Great. Well, Congressman, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Good to talk to you.
You too. Take care.
Okay, bye.